The county of Suffolk in the east of England is well known for its flatlands and beautiful nature reserves. Welcome to WatchZilla. Today we are going to give you our top 5 best attractions in Suffolk, which includes visiting the castle that inspired Ed Sheeran's popular hit and walking through an archaeological site from the 6th and 7th century. Without a city to speak of, the county of Suffolk is scattered with rural towns, and many of these are as divine as any you'll see in England. There are many historical landmarks across various towns and small villages, providing you with a laid-back holiday experience. In the south, the idyllic countryside of water meadows and mills by the River Stour was immortalized by the 19th century painter John Constable. Further west is the wool towns, medieval communities that time forgot, and whose half-timbered houses have set the scene for movies like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And finally is the coast, with towns that are authentic and low-key like the rest of the county, more appealing for it. Beyond its picturesque attractions, Suffolk is also the birthplace of world-famous singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran and actor Ralph Fiennes. Number 5. Aldberg. A coastal town with a blue flag pebble beach, Aldberg is oriented towards visitors, but it would be wrong to call this unspoiled place a seaside resort. This is a lovely seaside town located on the Suffolk coast area of outstanding natural beauty. Aldberg has little in common with classic English seaside destinations and is instead more of a historic village by the sea. In Tudor times, Aldberg was a busy port, and there are quite a few structures from this period. It's a charming historic place that was once home to the composer Benjamin Britten and remains an arts and literary center today. For starters, the International Aldberg Festival of Arts is held at nearby Snape Maltings, was founded by Britten in 1948. There's also an annual poetry festival and several food festivals, and well as many other cultural events held here. Other highlights include the wonderful selection of boutiques, antiques, and arts, as well as the long wide sand and shingle beach. See the 16th century Moot Hall, a kind of town meeting hall which now houses Aldberg's museum. The lighthouse here is also worth exploring and is Grade 2 listed and has a spiral staircase with over 100 steps leading to the top. Finally, Aldberg has a reputation for its fish and chips, claiming 2 of the best shops in the country. Number 4. Framlingham. Framlingham is a unique and historic market town which was mentioned in the 1086 Domesday Book. This market town often polls as one of the most livable places in the country, but it also has huge historical importance. Today it remains a quaint historic charm that is home to 2 of the oldest functioning post office pillar boxes in the UK and one of the smallest houses in Britain, known as the Check House. Although its biggest attraction is Framlingham Castle, which is a spectacular 12th century fortress with a long and interesting past which can be visited for a fee. Framlingham Castle was constructed in the 1100s and was the seat of some of England's most powerful families. All kinds of political intrigue and plots have been hatched at this spot. One momentous event was Mary Tudor retreating here in 1553 after the death of Henry VIII and summoning an army to march on London and take the throne. The castle is in fantastic condition, and you can walk along the battlements for inspiring views. Spare some time for the Church of St. Michael, recognized for its Thamer organ, one of just a handful in England, to survive the Civil War in the 17th century. Number 3. Bury St. Edmunds. Proud host of the only cathedral in Suffolk, Bury St. Edmunds may well be the most beautiful town in the country. This is a very easy on the historic market town which apparently Charles Dickens was a frequent visitor and a huge fan. He used to drink at the Nutshell pub, said to be the UK's smallest pub, where Dickens regularly hosted public readings to promote his books at the historic venue the Athenaeum. It's a charming An elegant place with medieval streets, many beautiful historic buildings, and a good handful of great attractions. There's history from all sorts of different periods, and many buildings in the town are even older than they look because the old timber framing was bricked over in the 1700s, as was the Georgian fashion. St. Edmund's Bury Cathedral should be on your agenda, as should the ruined Bury St. Edmund's Abbey, standing in serene gardens that you enter via a stunning Norman gateway. The ruins of the abbey, which were one of the most important medieval monasteries in Europe, the pretty abbey gardens, and the 200-year-old Green King Brewery Empire welcoming you for tours. More recent but no less fabulous is the Theatre Royal, the only surviving Regency theatre in England, newly restored to its pre-Victorian glory. Other reasons to visit include the collection of award-winning restaurants, gastropubs, and cafes. Number 2. Lowestoft. The UK's easternmost settlement is a seaside town that makes for a fun day trip in summer, especially if you have children. There are more than enough high-quality attractions to entertain littler holidaymakers for a day or two. Africa Alive is a conservation-oriented zoo with giraffes, zebras, water buffalo and lemurs. While the amusement park, Pleasurewood Hills, despite being on the small side, is always adding new attractions and rides. The beach to the south of Claremont Pier is a perennial blue flag winner with immaculate sands and long promenade behind. For entertainment and culture, there's the Victorian Marina Theatre, where the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra has a residency, or the Lowestoft Maritime Museum, which dips into the town's seafaring past and former fishing industry. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Southwold. Suffolk has a speciality in charming, understated seaside towns, and Southwold is one of the best. A very popular and much-loved place to visit in Suffolk, the thriving market town and charming seaside holiday resort resides in an area of outstanding natural beauty on the Suffolk Heritage Coast in East Suffolk. Its biggest draw is the long sandy beach, but it's also home to colorful beach huts, idyllic pubs, dreamy streets, a wonderfully old-fashioned pier, a unique cinema, and plenty of interesting independent shops. The pier, which instead to tacky amusements has a restaurant, cute little cafes, and vintage-style coin-operated machines that have helped win it Pier of Year. Further down the coast, the oldest part of Southwold is a knot of painted old houses and maritime inns, all commanded by the Southwold Lighthouse, commissioned in 1890 and still working today, guiding vessels into the harbor and sending a warning signal 24 miles out to sea. Call in for a look around and to climb the 92 steps to the platform at the top. Its beauty has also captivated several interesting people over the years, including the famous author George Orwell and the renowned crime writer P.D. James, who lived just off the marketplace. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.